Mic check. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Mic check. Mic check. 1 2. Good morning and welcome to Providence, Rhode Island for this, the 26th running of the CVS Health Downtown 5K. It is a beautiful September morning here in New England, bright sunshine, a little breeze coming from the northwest and temperature in the low 70s. It's an ideal day for distance running. There's about a minute to the start of this, the US Championship for both men and women, and the fields are stacked for both races. The beautiful building in the backdrop is the Rhode Island State House. The race starts before the State House and finishes in the same spot, and we're just about off and we're underway. The women's race, which has an Huddle has had a great on both road and track. She went to the World Championships in Beijing, China, and finished a fine fourth in the 10,000 meter championship. Finished sixth in the championship in Beijing. She is the US record holder, and she went to the Netherlands 2 weeks ago and she ran a fine 31:03 for 10K, breaking a long-standing record of Lynn Jennings. So both women matched up in good form. It's going to be a great race. They're joined by Emily Sisson, the reigning NCAA indoor and out 5,000 meter runner who resides here in Providence. They're joined by Kim Conley, a 2012 Olympian over 5K. Kim was second here in 2011. She had a breakthrough race and then went on to qualify at the Olympic trial for the London Olympics. Also field is Gabrielle Grunwald, who's got fine record from 1500 to 5K, and it should be a great battle with the elite women. The start was men and women off the starting line together. Some pictures of the guys for the bulk of the race, and then we'll pick up the women for the exciting finish. So the lead time number 6, George Alex number 20, Joe Stilling number 10, and Sam Chilang tucked in just behind Dathan Senheim. There really is a vast reservoir of talent and experience in the lead pack. We have the second and third fastest US athletes ever. Kristolinski had a banner year in 2010. He became the first non-African athlete to run sub 27 minutes for 10,000 meters. He followed it up a few weeks later, the great race at the end, and the 5K. Three-time Olympian, Athens, Beijing. He ran 10K. He'll be bidding for the Rio Olympics, which would make his fourth Olympics. These guys in the field will be running the US Marathon Trial, which takes place in late February, and they're getting a little speed work, some pace and intensity back into the legs, and I think a fine approach for the marathon runners. So the field settling down. As we might expect, is at the front of the race. He's a strength runner. He's probably going to be caught out for a little bit of pace if he becomes tactical. So we expect him to push the field, maybe along with Sam Chalanga. Pace doesn't look exceptionally fast. There's a big bunch. There's probably 20 guys in the lead bunch. And Dathan seems just back a little, and he's looking for a little bit of help. So it is the 26th running of this race. We've had fine races over the years. Course record is 13:20 by Ismail Karoui. He was world champion at the time, and he beat Khalid Kanuchi by a second that year in 13:20 for the course record. The women's course record, we had a world record in 2004. Elena Meyer of South Africa ran 15:10. That was equaled last year by Molly Huddle, and Molly has equaled Lynn Jennings' streak of 4 wins on this course. If she wins today, it'll be the 5th win. The pace is very sedate. It's 4:30, which is very, very easy running for these guys, and that accounts for a large pack. The last couple of years, we've had tactical races. It gives the milers in the field a chance, but 4:30 really is the we've had a long time. The fastest split has been 4:10, which was John Doherty in the 90s, and the last few years people have tended to gone out. The US Championships is a little more tactical. So Dathan looks like he's picked it up a little here in the 4:30. He knows that's too slow, and he's going to press a little from here. So also behind Dathan is Sam Chalanga, Joe Stilling on the inside, Paul Chalimo, who is running for the US Army World Class, is there. German Fernandez is tucked in, as is Diego Estrada, the defending champion. German was second here last year. It looks like a little increase in pace from Dathan as they turn the corner. He's starting to get serious. We have the in the field, Newling, who was 5th in the Beijing Olympics in the steeplechase, the first US finisher. He went to high school in Rhode Island at North Kingstown High, and he's there in the lead pack. He ran a sub 4 minute mile at the 5th Avenue Mile last year, and he's in really good shape. So a lot of guys very sharp. Sub 4 minute mile in the last few weeks from David Torrence. He won the Hoka 1-1 on Long Island, and then followed it up with a sub 4 minute mile in the 5th Avenue in New York. So a lot of pace in the legs in the lead bunch, and we'll see how he plays out. So Dathan Ritzheim takes the turn. He's followed by Dan Newling and Sam Chalanga, Paul Chalimo, German Fernandez, Tyler Pennell, Brian Schrader. It's starting to thin a little, so Dathan's up in the pace. Dan Newling in second place would love to make an impact on his home course. Revered by the local high school kids. He was a great 5th in Beijing in the steeplechase, which was unexpected, and he's obviously in great form, and followed it up with that fine mile on 5th Avenue. So it's Ritzenheim 1, Newling 2, Chalanga 3. David Torrence in the blue vest is also in that lead pack. David Torrence has got a fine range, probably the best range in the field over the middle distance. He's a 145 800 meter runner, is 333 at 1500, and he's 13:16 5k. But it's stringing out now. Dathan has put the hammer down a little bit, and he's going to make strength count. So it's Dathan Ritson and Chalanga. David Torrence moving up a little bit, trying to establish contact in 4th place. And tucked in there is Tyler Pennell in 4th and 5th. The road surface is much improved on the back end of the course. We've had roadworks for the last few years, but the racing surface is very, very good. So no problems. They're coming back into the wind a little at this point. Dathan's doing the brunt of the work, and we'll see if anyone moves up to help. I'm expecting Sam Chalanga to take a shot at it at some point. He needs to make a long sustained run for home. He can't afford to until the last 50 meters. So there's a group of 4, 6, 8, 9 athletes. 9 athletes clear. Ritzenheim pressing from the front. So that was a 4:25. Championships, and he's had a long and storied career. So Dathan pressing hard from the front, Dan Newling tucked in 2nd. They're running into the wind at this point, so they're drafting. Sam Chalanga in 3rd. It's David Torrence in 4th, Tyler Pennell in 5th, German Fernandez in 6th. And these guys have some separation now, so the winner is probably going to come out of this group. So we are on South Water Street, running alongside the Providence River. We're on the east bank of the Providence River. We're about to cross the Crawford Street Bridge onto the west bank of the Providence River. And when we do at that point, there's about 1k to the finish line. So Dathan Ritzenheim trying to whittle this field down. It's a war of attrition at this point. Ritz is pressing. He's got some separation. There's 4 guys clear. It looks like Sam Chalanga may be struggling a little. So it's Dathan Ritzenheim, David Torrence, Dan Newling, Tyler Pennell, and Sam Chalanga. Those are our top 5 places right now. So we're just about to cross the river here. It's a quick S-bend over the bridge. And then there's a K to go into the finish. So Dathan Ritzenheim is led virtually from the gun. Dan Newling drafting, David Torrance sitting in, Tyler Pennell running well, and these guys have separation. The winner's going to come out of these 4. So it's going to be a great battle. We usually have a great battle up the hill to the finish. The hill flattens out once you've crest it, and there's 100 yards, which is slightly downhill to the finish line, and the race is often won there. Sam Chalanga went through a bad patch, but he seems to have regrouped. He's just made a little surge, and it looks like he's latching onto the back of these 4. So now it's a group of 5 with under 800 meters to go. So there's under 2 minutes of running left. It's Dathan Ritzenheim from Dan Newling, David Torrance in the blue vest, Sam Chalanga behind David Torrance, and then Tyler Pennell. If you were a betting man right now, you'd put your money on David Torrance. He's the guy with the leg speed. He's very unpredictable. He's got this tremendous range from 145 800 to 13:16 5k, and he's sitting in drafting. He's done none of the work at this point. But Dan Newling also looks good in 2nd place, and Sam Chalanga looks to be struggling a little to make contact. So it's Dathan pressing from the front as he has the whole race from Dan Ewing and David Torrence. It's anybody's race as they come down Memorial Boulevard. They're going to make the last turn on Francis Street. The guys are 3 abreast. Sam Chalanga's fighting hard in there for 4th. Sam's a strength runner and he may pick up on the hill, so he's not out of it yet. So the guys have been content to let Dathan Ritzenheim dictate the pace. They're drafting off him and just gathering for the finish. It's $7,000 for the winner. It's the first year we've had no open prize money. It's rolled into US prize money, so it is a good payday. As they make the turn on Francis Street, it's 3 athletes: Dathan Ritzenheim, David Thomas in the blue vest, and Dan Ewing. David Thomas moves wide. It looks like Ritz is beaten. He's going to be caught for pace. So it's Dan Ewing going for home. David Thomas going with him. Dan Ewing looking for a win on his home course. He'd love to win this in Rhode Island. So the 3 guys are battling it out. David Torrance put his head down on the hill and they're fighting for the finish. There's about 100 meters coming in and it's David Torrance opening up. He's the guy with the leg speed, that 1:45.800 pace showing. David Torrance is coming away from Dan Ewing. He's got great separation. So it's David Torrance goes into the finish from Dan Ewing and it's 13:49. Dan Ewing 2nd, Dathan Ritzenheim 3rd. Sam Chalanga comes in 4th. It's Riley Masters in 5th, Tyler Pennell in 6th, Paul Chalimo in 7th, German Fernandez is 8th, Reed Connery's 10th. So a great race, not a fast race, a tactical race, and the winner went to the guy with the track speed in his legs. David Torrance must have grown in confidence as the race progressed, and he just bided his time and picked his shot off the top of the hill. For a first-time run on this course, he timed it perfectly, and it's a great win for David Torrance. We have about 80 seconds until the first women arrive, and Molly Huddle is coming up the hill. Molly Huddle looking for record number 5 wins. And it's Molly coming in. She's cresting the hill. Molly's got some separation. Shalane is about 10 meters behind. Molly's got great experience on this course. She's storming into the finish. It's her hometown. And Molly's coming in. She's going to win this. It's a great run. Shalane Flanagan is 2nd. And it's a course record, I believe. It's around 15:05 for Molly Huddle. Shalane takes 2nd. And we're waiting to see who's 3rd coming up the hill. 3rd up the hill is Emily Sisson, NCAA champion. Emily Sisson coming in. She's going to take 3rd. Yes, in she comes. It's Emily Sisson. She also lives in Providence, so she knows this course well. She trains with Molly, and Emily coming in for a fine 3rd place. Emily's in around 15:40. Gabrielle Grunewald coming in 4th, followed by Kim Conley. Kim Conley on the comeback trail after a long bout of injury, and those are your first 5 finishers. So great wins from David Torrance and Molly Huddle. Molly Huddle owns the record number of wins now, 5 wins on the course. It's a fantastic record, and it will not be beaten for many, many years. David Torrance, first time win, and we're very pleased to have him for this year's race. So thank you for watching the broadcast. I'm James Harvey, and I'm saying so long for now.